Welcome to the Tech Drive Show, where we explore innovative technology changing the future of work. This is Universal Television Africa. I am Okoyemi Salako, your host. On this show, we will explore innovation changing the future of work, from artificial intelligence, robotics, agri-tech, and blockchain. You don't want to miss out on the show. Particularly in this section today, we are talking about revolutionary education, how Udemy, Coursera, EDX, Bracetech courses have helped thousands of youth around the world to get gigs that are transforming their life. You don't want to miss out. Stay tuned on the show, and when we are back, I'll introduce my guest who is going to dive deep into this topic. Stay tuned. Blockchain, robotics, artificial intelligence, agri-tech, cybersecurity education is changing the world, and you don't want to miss out. Welcome to the Tech Drive Show, where we explore innovation shaping tomorrow's world and groundbreaking technology. My name is Okoyemi Salako on Universal Television Africa. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles and join the innovative conversation for the future of work. Welcome back on the show. Today we are talking about e-learning platform, and we are going to be looking at how you can harness the opportunity within the edutech space. I could tell you for free that several youths are utilizing course platform like Udemy, Coursera, Bracetech, and acquiring the soft skill is helping them to not complain about the economy, because they are probably earning in dollars and they are making great impact in our generation. And also, our discussion today is going to help you to be relevant for the future of work. You don't miss out. To address this topic on e-learning platform and the barriers the youth are facing, I have a very important guest on the show in the person of Felicia Daniel, my very good friend, popularly known as the Black Girl in AI. I must ask, how did you even come about the name the Black Girl in AI? Well, however, welcome on the show, Felicia Daniel.
Thank you so much, Okoyemi Salako. It's a pleasure to be here. And as for how I got the name, the Black Girl in AI, well, I started in 2020 during the COVID-19, and I thought what to do with my spare time. It was a global holiday, as you could remember. And I didn't know what I could do. And somehow I went on the internet, grooving through to see things that I could possibly do that would make an impact. And that's how I stumbled on artificial intelligence.
Impressive.
And it's been an amazing journey since then. And yes, I got a hold of it. I didn't just get a hold. I got an opportunity from the United States, and I got a scholarship that lasted the whole year, the whole of 2020 through 2021, making it a year or so, yes. And well, that's how I started.
Impressive story, Felicia.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure that you're ready for us today, and we want to talk about how the youth can harness opportunity within the edutech space.
Yes.
Impressive. So we have a very important guest. I'm very sure inviting you on the show, I didn't make any mistake, and I know you're going to harness. We're going to talk about a lot of things on this show.
I hope so too.
And you're going to tell us how we can make that money in tech. Am I sure?
Well, that's a drive. That's
No.
a very good drive.
You're going to tell us. You can't be making the money alone.
That's a good drive.
No. So basically, on this show, we're going to talk about how you can take courses like, cybersecurity. I know of a friend that earns about $10,000 to $17,000 on a monthly basis, just being a cybersecurity expert. So our interest in today's show is just to tell you about how you can harness and the barriers, the challenges in the edutech space, and why you should harness that. So basically, I have a few questions for you, Felicia, and I'm sure you are ready for my question.
I'm for it.
All right. So my first question is like, our online platform like Coursera, Udemy, EDX, how are these platforms? We have a couple of them in Nigeria too. We have several edutech companies coming up like Bracetech too. How are they changing the narrative of the edutech space, and what are they doing? What impact are they playing?
Okay, so I remember when I started earlier, I mentioned that in 2020, I had gone through a series of learnings, and Udemy was one of them, one of the platforms I used. Code.com too, Words, EDX, and so many others, that some of them were even free, at the time. I don't know about now, but some of them were free, and then they had more advanced courses, but they were paid courses. Okay, so for me in 2020, I was very intrigued. But prior to 2020, I was already interested in tech, ICT as a whole. And for that, I met someone in my university days, Musa. I would refer to him as my ICT godfather or my tech dad.
You really have that.
Yes, because I walked up to him and I told him that, look, I was interested in learning. And for me, it was just web development at the time. That was what I thought tech was about. So he started teaching me on hypertext markup language, HTML, and it was life-changing for me. So he told me then at the time that I was going to make some payments. I feel like, I never did. I think it was just a way for him to get me intrigued and serious. Okay, so fast forward to 2020. I lost contact with him because we were all on global holidays. He wasn't online. I couldn't reach out to him and all that. And then I started, finding pace for myself with his encouragement from before. And then I just, dived in, and I realized that there were other platforms that I could use, like Udemy. So I started Udemy. I started going through Udemy. I started going through Code.com. Yes. And there was another one. I don't know if it's still valid. Teens Can Code. So I went through it, and I was trying to learn a lot of things. And I did. It shaped how I thought I saw tech. In fact, it will surprise you to know that I scored Python, not the snake, the language now. I scored Python on Udemy from beginner's level, intermediate, and then to advanced. And for back-end developers, you understand the importance of Python as a back-end developer. And in artificial intelligence, what is artificial intelligence without Python language? So all these things for me was a drive. And then from the comfort of my house, I could learn. The compulsory holiday was not a waste. It was very good. So look at it now. I could learn anywhere I was. Even after the COVID-19 break and everybody went back to work and school, I could still learn. And I think that it's an opportunity for Nigerians to get it that, one, you can learn in your house, in your office, wherever you are. Because as the saying, e-learning platform, it means these are online learning platforms for young people. And let me tell you something. There's so many techies that out there. Nobody sat them down to teach them. All they did was learn. These lectures are pre-recorded for your consumption, okay? And then you can always go back to it until you understand it.
Sure.
So as long as you're determined, you're disciplined, that's all you get. You sit down. These are things you can do with almost little or no cash. Then you now want to get certificates. Certificates are usually not free, okay? When you get the certification, you paid. And these certifications are worldwide recognized, not just Africa or Nigeria. It is worldwide recognized certificate that you take it anywhere, they know that this person is a serious individual. So, yes.
Yeah, thank you for this show. Talking about the certificate that worldwide recognized, at the point I went through the e-council for cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And we know that with the certifications that you earn from this platform, you can get job anywhere in the world. Physically, now most employees are never asking for university certificates. So once you have certification, what you earn is going to be like a surprise to you.
Yeah.
So basically, my second question will channel to what challenges and opportunity does this online platform present for the educators and the youths, the people learning. So when I talk about the educator, we know about Udemy, where some educator, they build up course and they are making a lot of money from it. So it's a two-way model whereby you learn a skill, so what you learn, you can also teach all that and make money from it. So basically, it's value encompassing. So the question will now be, what challenges and opportunities are in for both the educators and the youths, the learners?
Okay, so I like that the challenges came before the opportunities because, whatever has an advantage does have a disadvantage.
Sure.
But we should be more concerned about the challenges first before we go to the opportunities. For challenges, I feel like I said earlier, discipline, commitment, setting goals. When you learn online, nobody gets to keep a tab on you. But I had someone who kept a tab on me, my mom. At the time. The people who get to teach you on Udemy, because they are pre-recorded courses, don't even know that you as an individual watch them. They know people watch them, but they don't know you as an individual watch them. Okay, so, and I wanted a situation whereby I will be on track. This is how many times I want to learn in a week. And if I don't do it, then I'm answerable to somebody. It was my mom. But because my mom is not a tech person too, well, she could be lenient sometimes. And then we went back to school, and then there was a lecturer that I really looked up to as a dad, and I told him, look, this is what I want to do, and I want you to make sure that I'm committed to this. And he said, okay, you know, I get busy, I can hand you over to somebody else. So it was a chain of people that I had to be answerable to if I didn't do a particular thing. And that came from commitment. Nigerians or adults now will feel, I'm not answerable to anybody. The moment you are not answerable to anybody, when you want to, trust me, that's where you're going to start missing it. Because you can choose to show up today and not show up for the rest of the week and maybe for the whole month. And before you know, you've lost pace of what you're about to do. So for challenges, I feel they need someone, because it's an online class, or an online platform, they need people who would encourage them. You understand? You need discipline. You need to have, okay, what do I really want to do? It's not about wanting to be a techie. Some people claim they're techies, but they don't even know what field they belong to. The ability to identify, oh, this is what I want to do as a techie is everything. Oh, I'm going to be a pro in artificial intelligence, and then I'm going to build robotics, and that is different. What do you want to do? Identifying what you want to do. What are you changing a career path? Do you want to see how you can add technology to your career, already existing career path? Or are you leaving your current career path and building another career path? This is very key. So you need to know what you are doing. That is one. Secondly, that is a challenge. Some people don't know what they want to do, but they want to be a part of technology. Secondly, some people want to be a part of technology, but they feel like to be a part of this technology, you must be a programmer. Absolutely wrong. A lot of people are excelling today without programming, without learning Python, without learning C++, PHP, and the rest. Everybody is involving somehow, somewhere. Okay, you can be an advocate for technology. You don't have to know how to hypertext markup language. You don't have to know Python. You might have an idea. You don't have to be on the system, be a front-end developer or a back-end developer. We need more advocates even now in technology. So these are challenges. Not knowing what part you want to be in is a challenge. So now we're looking at how it works these days. You don't necessarily have to be in a physical office to now work. And one of the organizations I work for, I've never been there, it's in the United States. But then I get to work for them and I get to be paid. Why? Sure. Because I have this knowledge. And it means that from anywhere I am, I can work. So it means I can now work remotely. I can be in my car and I'm working. I can be in my office, I'm working. I can be at home attending to my family and everything, and I'm working. Okay? So this is an opportunity to do everything and still do one major thing. Okay? An opportunity to be versed, an opportunity to be able to, make an impact, and even more. All right? So there are so many organizations today that get to hire Nigerians. Some of these youth you think are doing something illegal are probably working for an organization that is not in the country, but they work from the comfort of their homes. So, right? And they make even more money because now they're earning a higher currency equivalent to the naira. And then you see, it's now makes their life a lot easier and better. So there are so many opportunities. Opportunities where you can equally teach. Do you know how much it takes to teach? You can sit people down and tell them, I'm going to teach you Python, and then I'm going to teach you in phases, as an amateur, in intermediate, and then in advanced level. All these courses I did on Udemy, some were free, but most were paid. And imagine if everybody is paying $50 for a particular course that we have more than 1,000 viewers on that particular course. You know how much that person has made? We're running in millions. So what are we saying? This is an opportunity, a huge opportunity. An interface for people to now see that, look, aside working on doing your business, you can also work as a technological expert and make so much money and change your lifestyle without doing anything illegal.
Okay, so Felicia, talking about your opportunities in tech, now we know there are several or numerous opportunities within the tech space, but tech is wide. So the aspect of the educator and even the learner, those who are ready for the job market. Now, how can we take the knowledge gap, the skill gap within Africa, because the world is advancing, and to be relevant in the future of work, our youth, particularly in the African region, the global south, need to take advantage of these tech courses. So how do they get started, and how do they pick a career path in tech? Particularly, it's not just the fact like the big stuff like AI, that basic things like even basic photography, basic skill like social media management, and first that's the part of tech skill that you can lay your hands on and you can earn reasonable amounts of money from it. So how can this youth, how can they how can they position themselves in the gig economy?
Okay.
All right. Before she answers the question, we are going to go on a short break, and when we're back on the short break, we'll dive deep into the remaining question, and you don't want to miss out because I have just 2 questions left for her, and this is going to explain to you how you can position yourself, make money, and be financially independent within the tech ecosystem.
In a world where challenges persist, we seek solutions for a sustainable tomorrow. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, guides our path towards climate action to social justice as we build resilient communities. From embracing circular economies to reducing carbon footprint, to promoting eco-innovation, to empowering marginalized communities and ensuring inclusive governance and human rights. Through integrated approaches, we are fostering transformative change. I am Ifi Onyekwere. Join me on the Development Report as we explore the intersection of sustainability on Universal Television Africa towards sustainable development.
Blockchain, robotics, artificial intelligence, agri-tech, cybersecurity education is changing the world, and you don't want to miss out. Welcome to the Tech Drive Show, where we explore innovation shaping tomorrow's world and groundbreaking technology. My name is Okoyemi Salako on Universal Television Africa. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles and join the innovative conversation for the future of work. Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned on the show. I'm very sure you are enjoying yourself, and you're picking some important points in how you can position yourself in the future of work and the gig economy. So back to my guest, the question I asked. So basically, I want you to explain how can the youth position themselves in the gig economy, because tech is wide. So how can they position themselves, and how can they future themselves in this?
Okay. So I'd like to first say that the first attempt should be wanting to know what to do.
Okay.
In what area do you want to? Because when I joined tech, to me, it was just HTML, web development. I wanted to know how to develop websites. And that was a peak for me. And then that's where I found my momentum. And then I realized that there was more to tech than just building websites. And so I started up from there. You first, as an individual, must identify in what platform. If you're in the science, maybe in medicals, you might want to see how you can, how you can now use technology to enhance your career. Maybe to now start introducing machines that could identify some certain kind of diseases, can prescribe drugs and all that. But that is one. Secondly, you must first be disciplined. Secondly, you must be disciplined. Disciplined in the sense that you must first identify, look, I know that this is what I want to be. Then, not that tomorrow, it's no longer AI, it's now robotics. Or it's no longer robotics, it's now C++. Confused. You must first identify, this is what I want to do, and how to be disciplined in it. It's like saying that, there's this popular scholar that said something, if you want to make it in life, first by making your bed when you wake up. So can you go a whole day without doing anything on artificial intelligence? I don't think that's your field. If you can go a whole day, okay, maybe that's exaggerated. If you can go a whole week without visiting or discussing or having a conversation or learning something about artificial intelligence, I don't think that's your field. You could be something else. It has to be something you're passionate about. The passion is the drive. If there's no passion for it, how do you go ahead? So how do you become a part of it as a Nigerian or as a youth, wherever you are in the globe? Passion, something you're passionate about. Oh, I'm passionate about music. How can I inculcate technology to music? Oh, there are now new advanced tools that are being used for to, to promote music or to enhance tunes. How do I get involved?
All right.
Learning. Okay,
Good.
learning, practicing. Consistency is key. If you keep doing it, it becomes a part of you.
Sure.
So when I started bearing the name and the blogger in AI, it sounded very weird. When I wanted to even open an Instagram account for the blogger in AI, it was looking, how do people get to read it if I join it all together? So I had to do this, the blogger in AI _ and all that. And that was how I came up with it, because it was something I liked. I liked this name and I wanted to maintain it. And I've been bearing it for years.
All right, good. So that's a good one. And the youth have to be dedicated
Yes.
and to know what they want. So, Felicia, tell us, aside from learning, it's okay to learn, but it's also bad when you are not learning what is in vogue, when you're not learning what is needed. So what are the future trends in e-learning across the globe? What are the future trends, and where do you think the world is going to, and where do you think the youth should focus on?
If you ask me, I think that the word is now.
Okay.
In fact, if there's anything that's going to come up in the future that is more than what we are seeing now, it will be awesome. That's the word. Now we'll have Meta AI. Meta AI literally writes articles for people, makes people make CVs,
Sure.
write stories, storyline, create scripts.
And that's what university students are doing now.
These are mind-blowing. What it means is this. It doesn't get better than this. If it does, you have to have been part of the worst days. So if you're not a part of the worst days, you wouldn't get, when you come into the better days, you don't get to fit in.
Sure.
So this is what it is. Join the moving train. You know what is in trend? Robotics is in trend. AI is in trend. Blockchain is in trend. Name it. Data analysis is in trend. Name it. There's so much that tech does that a lot of people are just about programming. If I cannot program, I'm not in tech. It's a lie.
Yeah.
Ability to figure out which one works for you. And that is why the internet is everybody's friend. Like I mentioned earlier, you can go on the internet and look at it. It will give you specifications of what does blockchain do, what does AI do, what does robotics do, what does machine learning do. It is when I started doing AI, I realized machine learning was different from artificial intelligence, was different from blockchain. These things are vast. I remember there was time you were doing a lot on blockchain. I'm sure you still do.
Sure, then.
And then you realize that when you heard blockchain before, to you it was just blockchain until you started doing what blockchain does.
That time, even a friend was saying, so when I started blockchain in university, then, they're like, what's this blockchain about? And
It is how it works.
But then we made a lot of money from blockchain.
Good. It's how it works. What this means is this. Aside from making money, people have been looking for global visibility. Tech is where you get global visibility. As an AI expert, I've looked around Africa. I've seen the blogger on Instagram, on Twitter. I've never seen the blogger in AI. So if you are looking for the blogger in AI, it is just me.
Big girl.
It is just me. If you're looking for the blogger in AI on any social media platform, it is me you're looking for. I've seen the blogger. I've seen the blogger in Africa. But I've never seen the blogger in AI. It's just me. So it is the platform. It is going to give you that visibility that you are looking for. Okay, it is going to give you that lifestyle that you're looking for without doing anything illegal. All you need is skill, knowledge, and you cannot be skilled unless you learn.
Sure.
That is why we cannot sweep away learning. You can't give what you don't have. And how you get to give what you have is by acquiring that thing. If I ask you to give me a car, it might be easy for you to give me a car. If I ask you to give me another heart, you only have one.
Sure.
How can you give me one when you only have one for yourself?
cannot
And the one you have, it's useful to you. It's how it works. It's how it works. You can't take learning. Even for techies who have been in tech for 20 years, for donkey years, they go back to learn. They go back to the drawing board because it keeps evolving.
True.
It keeps changing. The trends keeps changing. And how you can be a part of this trend is by starting now. It's not late. And there's no age factor. You don't have to be 18. You don't have to be in your 20s or in your 30s. Even in your 60s, you can be a techie. Not by programming, not by being a professional in Python like I am, but you can, okay? You can be an expert in AI, understanding what AI is for, understanding how it functions, understanding how it breathes, because that's going to be the air you breathe. There's a guy in the university at the time then before we had ChatGPT, that was always doing what do we call it? That was always writing this final year
Project writing.
project writing. Thank you so much. Project writing. It's been a while, so they write this project. This guy want me to take maybe a job or two. Okay, I can help you do do a rough work, and then you can now go back and figure it out. To taking so many jobs at a time. Maybe this is illegal, but it has to be said. To taking a lot of jobs. How? That there were already projects that were made, and all he had to do was now come back and study them and change whatever needed to
and
be
give
changed.
the AI prompt.
And give a prompt. That is it. It has, for him, it's a job opportunity. Some people had no idea about particular topic, but when you go to Meta AI now on your WhatsApp, I'm sure there's no WhatsApp that doesn't have it. If you go on and you put it in, it gives you a vivid explanation of what you need to know, even without visiting Google, even though the answers are mostly derived from Google. Right? Now, what that means is this: at the end of the day, learning is important. Identifying what level, what area of AI do I want to be in? Do I want to be, in programming, I want to be a front-end developer, a back-end, and the rest? Or all I want to do is to see how I can now start developing robotics, to serve people and all of that. You see, most things I've been saying today have been more of AI. Because to me, it is not just glorified. It is everything that we stand for now. It is in almost every sector: the financial sector, educational sector, finance, even in the political sector. There's so much they do with AI. A lot. Okay? So imagine Nigerians, for instance, having elections that are no longer throwing ballot papers in, right? To now becoming computerized.
Yeah. So thank you, Felicia. That was a big diving into what the topic edutech is. Basically, like when you're talking about AI, I remember I recorded this skill recently where I can basically help companies to do their AI, their own personal AI. You just go on the company's website and the AI respond. You go ask question and the AI give you information about the question. And I just acquired this for just little amount of money. It was like about $100. So right now I have the two. So a lot of things. So when a company reach out, you can just do something like so. AI
start monetizing it from the company. You see,
so I monetize it. So AI it's a lot. So basically, it's a lot of topic, and we know we still need to talk about it more. But there's not a lot of time for us to dive in. But we have to wrap the show, and we have to come to the end of the show. So basically, listeners, I would thank you for listening to this impressive conversation, and thank you, Felicia, for coming on
it's a
this
pleasure. Always will
show.
be a pleasure.
And I look forward to seeing you again because you are just full of. We like to drink from your well of knowledge. So basically, the world is advancing, and we have to take advantage of the future of work. So for you to take advantage of the future of work, you have to acquire the skill that will make you relevant for the future of work, from AI to AI, artificial intelligence as many, and blockchain. Because I have to say what the meaning of AI is, because some people do not know it. So AI means artificial intelligence. So to blockchain, so you have to know what you want within the tech space, and once you know what you want within the tech space, be dedicated, just like our speaker told us. Be dedicated, find mentors, and then the sky is just for you to explore your talents. So basically, thank you for listening. My name is Okpeyemi Salako, and this is Universal Television Africa. Please do well to follow us on all our social media handles. Till we see you again on the next show. Thank you.